this is Brenna Bellhouse coming to you live from Inner Revolution Yoga Studio online with a gentle practice. So gentle yoga is meant to help slow the body down, connect deeper with the breath. The poses are held a little bit longer and are much gentler than a normal vinyasa or hatha practice. In this class, we'll be using optional 2 blocks, a blanket, and a bolster. So let's begin. So we're going to start our practice on our backs. If you have blocks and a bolster, we are going to use them in this practice. If not, just flat on your back is fine. So if you do have a bolster, you're going to line the bolster up lengthwise, bringing the base of your spine to the bottom of the bolster, bringing the legs out to the corners of the mat, and you're going to come down over the bolster, palms open towards the sky. Now, if you don't have a bolster at this time and still want to get a gentle back bend, you can also roll a blanket lengthwise and put the blanket on the length of your spine, okay? We're gonna be here to start for a few minutes. So take a position and a shape in your body that supports your body, okay? So starting just to tune into the breath. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. And see if we can get out of the story in our head. See if we can start to move into our body. So start just by acknowledging when the story starts to take over. Acknowledging without any judgment, just noticing, I hear you. And then come back to feeling the breath in the body. And for some of us, it might be even beneficial to bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest so you actually feel the rise and the fall of your own breath. And we use the breath in gentle yoga as a seed. We use the breath to come back to, at all times, to center, to ground, to support us. And the yoga breath that we'll be working with today is called the 3-part breath. So as you inhale, feel the belly lift, the ribs, the chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest come down, rib cage, belly in towards the spine. So using the 3 parts of your body to breathe. As you inhale, belly, and ribs, then chest. And as you exhale, chest, ribs, belly in towards the spine. Working at this breath and just feeling the breath in your body is going to drop you into the body. So we'll be here for about another minute, just feeling the inhale and feeling the exhale. Anytime the mind wanders, acknowledging and coming back to the seed of our breath. And then inviting a gentle body scan. And so a body scan can help drop us even deeper into our bodies. So starting at the top of the head and scanning the body, noticing and bringing awareness to the top of the head, the forehead, the eyes, the ears, the nose. And then the back of the head, the neck, shoulders, the upper back. And from the elbow joint to, or the shoulder joint to the elbow joint, notice the upper and lower, or upper and back part of the upper arm. And then move into the elbow joint and survey from the elbow joint to the wrist, the upper or the top and the back of the lower arm. And then into the wrist and the hands and the fingers. Notice each individual fingertip, thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, baby finger. And then coming back through the fingertips all the way back up to the shoulders. Noticing the upper body, the front and the back, from the neck to the belly button. Just bringing awareness to the upper part of your body. Noticing with no story, just breath. And then noticing from the hips to the ankles, the lower body, the front and the back sides of the lower body. Just bringing awareness, feeling, breath into the lower part of the body. And then the ankles into the feet. Notice the bones of the feet, the front and the bottom, and each individual toe, from the big toe all the way to the baby toe. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, please feel free to set that intention. This is a word or a phrase that will move your energy in a positive direction. See if you can feel the energy of your intention, letting go of the label or the story or the words, and moving into the energy of your intention. When you're ready, if you're on blocks or a bolster, I invite you just to kind of roll off to the side and move the blocks or the bolsters out of your way. And just come back onto your mat for a moment. Notice the spine. And then start to tune in to the smallest joints. Notice how they feel, how they move. And then the wrists and the ankles, how they feel and how they move. Just becoming curious in these, I like to call them energetic intersections, these articulations or joints in our body. They definitely hold a lot of energy. So when we start to tune in with just kind of this curious movement, we develop a whole new sense of awareness in our body. And then the elbows and the knees, again, just noticing the range of motion. Notice the movement in these joints. And then the shoulders, maybe the neck. And then wherever you are in this curious movement, come back to center and draw the right knee in towards the chest. Let the ankles and toes relax and just start to make circles in one direction. You can include the ankle if you want. You don't have to. We're focusing on the right hip joint in this moment. And just taking your time. The circles can be small or the circles can be nice and big. You can use your hand to make these circles, or you can even try making these circles without the hand. Again, just notice what feels good in your body. And this is kind of body intuition, just noticing what feels good, not forcing. Anytime we force something, we're really adding more resistance. And especially in this gentle practice of yoga, we want to let go. We want to create less resistance, open pathways. So let's switch the direction of those circles. And gentle means being easy and kind, following this path of least resistance. So when you come up to something in your practice with resistance, or if you feel attachment or something kind of pushing, see if you can just notice the feeling, get out of the story, and just notice the feeling that comes up. And again, with this direction of the hip joint, again, you can become curious with the larger movements or the smaller ones. Again, tuning into what your body needs. And then finish the one you're on. Draw the knee in towards the chest. And we're going to stay here for about a minute, just finding that kind of area that's a little sticky or tight in the right hip. And then beginning to send the energy of our exhale into any parts of our body that we feel are holding. Relax the upper body, tongue away from the roof of the mouth. This allows the face, neck, and jaw to relax. And just use that energy of your exhale. Create some space in the right hip. We're going to spend 3 more breath cycles here. Letting go of what no longer serves us. And this will create space for what does. On the next inhale, release that leg back down to the mat. Pause and notice. Let go of the right side. Just taking 2 more breath cycles here. Really allow the body just to become present in the feeling and then noticing. And then on your next inhale, guide that left knee in towards the chest. And again, starting to explore this movement, these circles in one direction, and you can include the ankle if you want. Really, our focus right now is on the left hip joint. I'm getting curious in that movement, whether the large circles feel good. We can try it with no hand. And again, just noticing also the pelvis as the lower body gets massaged. And then tune into what kind of movement best suits the shape of your body in this moment. Focusing on the feeling and the breath. And the breath is our seed. Always coming back to the seed that we planted. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And then finish the one you're on and switch the direction of those rotations. Moving that left hip joint. And just becoming curious in the feeling, noticing where there's holding or there's tension. And one of the neat things about our hips, this is one of the largest joints in our body, and it really does hold a lot of emotions that we don't release. So fear and anger are often trapped in this part of our body. So just being kind and compassionate when you notice a feeling comes up. Try not to get attached to it. See if you can just sit with it, breathe with it. Finish the one you're on. And then draw this left knee in towards the chest. Maybe move it around to see where you can find that area that needs a little bit of attention. That shape that your body will likely move into. And then send the energy of your exhale into the left hip. And what we're intending to do here is release any tension that we're holding, to find more space in the hip joint, to find more range of motion. And at times we may think it's physical, but it can also be energy that we're holding. It can be blocked energy, like that fear or that anger, whatever emotion we chose not to fully feel. It will gravitate into this articulation or this joint in the body. We're going to stay here for about 1 more minute. Again, just using the energy of our exhale to release what no longer serves us. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Soften the shoulders, face, the jaw. And we'll spend 3 more breath cycles here. And when you're finished your 3rd breath, release the leg back down to the mat. Just pause and notice. Let that left side go. 3 breath cycles here, just letting the body feel, letting the body breathe. When you finish your next inhale, you can slowly bend the knees, full feet on the mat. So knees are facing towards the top or the sky. And then you can reach down, see if you can tickle your ankles. If you can't quite touch your ankles, that's okay. I'm gonna move through a few moving bridges. So on the inhale, roll the spine up, hands stay where they are, lift the pelvis. And then as you exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. When the full back reaches the mat, roll the bottom of the pelvis out so there's a wider space. Then as you inhale, ground the pelvis down, full back on the mat, engage the core, and then lift the pelvis up, roll the spine up. Exhale, rolling the spine down. So we're really feeling a nice massage through our whole center channel, as well as kind of giving some strength to the back body, to the glutes, to the hamstrings, to the back core. So lots of benefits of these gentle movements. And really focus on feeling and rolling out the base of the spine at the top and the bottom of these postures. Well, the top of the posture is more of a squeeze and engagement. It's really at the bottom of the posture when the back is down and then rolls out and then rolls back in. So really becoming consciously connected to the movement of your center channel of your spine. So at the bottom, when the back is down, roll it out. So here we're really starting to open and move the lower part of the pelvis, the sacrum, the lumbar, really adding some movement into the cerebral spinal fluid. So that just kind of also releases some tension in our hips as well, because everything is connected in our bodies. So we're going to do 3 more of these moving bridges. The inhale lifts and the exhale lowers. Follow your breath. And the hands are just down beside the body, supporting the body, feeling the earth, giving a little bit more of a grounding sensation. Last one. Rolling the spine out and then spine back, draw the knees in, give yourself a hug, and then just start to, again, move the hip in a direction by moving the knees. So both hips now are making these kind of circular motions. Pelvis is rocking and rolling. And then finish the one you're on and switch that direction. Gentle, conscious movement. Feeling the breath in the body, and see if you can let your breath actually begin to guide your body. So it's not the mind that's saying, okay, now knees come in and move up. It's now as you exhale, your body moves in one way, and as you inhale, your body moves in another way. So your breath really becomes this guide, and this also helps you become a little bit more tuned in. Let's switch the direction of our knees, of those rotations. So really giving permission for your breath to guide your body is a much deeper, intimate experience, as you can go a lot deeper into your practice, into your body, into your meditations. It really is the seed of energy, the seed of our whole existence. And let's do 3 more rotations here. And then bring the feet back down onto the mat. And we're going to do some moving reclined twists. So we're going to start on the left side. So bringing yourself over onto the left side, you can rest your forehead on your arm. And again, anytime we're in this kind of transition in our yoga practice, we can feel supported by our body, our bones, our muscles, our skin. It just adds this element of self-compassion. And in any transition, if you can find self-compassion by feeling physically supported by your body, it definitely adds another element to your consciousness. So bring the knees up in line with the hips and bring the arms out, shoulders, elbows, wrist. Inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, you're opening into a T. Look in the opposite direction of the hands. And then inhale, float the arm back. So just again, gentle movements as you exhale, open, shoulder down. Inhale, come back. Exhale, open. Inhale, come back. And this time as we exhale, open, we're going to land our shoulder blade on the ground and look in the opposite direction of our knees, taking a few deep breaths here. 2 more breaths. Now the next inhale, bring the head back to center and bring the knees up. And as you exhale, come to the other side. And again, feeling that transition, feeling supported by your body. Then bringing the knees up in line with the hips, palm over palm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open into a T. Inhale, feel the air on the fingertips. Exhale, open. 2 more. Inhale, palm over palm. Exhale, open. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, land the shoulder blades down. If it feels okay with your neck, you can look in the opposite direction. 3 breath cycles here. Inhaling up along the center channel and exhaling out through the mid, back, the spine, the fingertips. Notice where you're holding and see if you can let that go. Next, inhale, bring the head back to center, bring the knees back to center, and draw them in towards your chest. And then noticing which nostril is more clear. Maybe we need to hold the nostril. Whatever side's more clear, come down to that side in fetal position, feeling the support of your body again. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position. And so we're going to start with the right foot closest to the body and the left foot outside. If you have blocks, you can take the block on either side of the body right now. So we're going to start by inhaling, reaching the hand up. Exhale, hands to heart. Follow your hands. 2 more. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, bring the hands out, reach the heart forward. So cat and cow, as you exhale, we round. Try one way to interlace the hands in the opposite direction. Might feel a bit awkward, but we're trying to make everything balanced in yoga, where whatever we do on one side, we always do to the other. One more round, one more arch. And the inhale, heart forward. Good. And the exhale, round. And come back to a nice neutral position. We're going to inhale, lift up the right arm. And then as we exhale, we're going to reach it over to the side. So if you don't have a block, you're just walking your hand over and coming down as far as you can, feel comfortable. Keep the left hip grounded, okay? If you do have a block, elbow or forearm can go on the block, and you can inhale and lift that left arm up. You can go straight up, or if it feels okay, you can rest it over the head. You can look down, or you can look up. So notice where your neck feels the best, and breathe. Turn the palm up, 1 more breath. Keep the shoulder rolling back, feel a nice stretch to the side body, and then inhale, come all the way up. Pause and notice. Other side. So we're going to lift that left arm up. Left arm is going to come to the bolster or the block. And then ground the right hip down towards the earth. Inhale, lift up that right arm. Again, it can stay up nice and high like that, or it can kind of just rest over the ear. Eye gaze can be up or down. Noticing what feels good for your body, rolling that shoulder down and back, keeping that right hip grounded. 1 more breath, feeling a nice stretch through the right body. And then inhale, come all the way up. Pause and notice. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward as far as you feel comfortable. Again, blocks can come forward. And you can rest your forehead on a block. Palms can be up or palms can be down. A neat little thing about the palm direction is palms down if you need a little more grounding, drawing this energy in from the earth. If you need a little bit more receiving, then the palms can be up towards the sky. 1 more breath cycle here, pulling the hips down. So try not to let the hips lift up. So pull the hips back, roll the pelvis forward. Inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that lifts is the top of the head. All right, now we're going to switch sides. So switch the legs. So now the left leg is closest into the body, the right leg's on top. And we'll start by inhale, reaching up. Exhale, follow the hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach. Exhale, follow the hands to the heart. Anytime the hands are at the heart, we can always welcome gratitude. It's a wonderful way to augment our consciousness, our practice. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Cat and cow seated. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, interlace the hands the opposite way, heart forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart leads, interlace the opposite way. 2 more. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale. Release the hands and come up vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the head lift last. Pause and notice. Opening the eyes. Left arm is up. Right forearm is on the ground or a block, or reaching the hand out, okay, flat on the ground, whatever works for your body. Lifting that left arm up and then letting that arm hang over the ear, the head, if that feels okay. If it doesn't, the straight arm is perfectly acceptable. We should be anchoring that left hip down and feel a nice stretch through the hip all the way up the side body. 2 more breaths. And then on the next inhale, come all the way up. Pause and notice. Other side, right arm lifts, left arm comes down to the floor, the forearm. Anchor the right hip down, reach the arm up. Maybe let it fall. Remember, the neck can be up, and eye gaze up, or the head can be down, whatever feels comfortable in your body. 2 more breath cycles. And then on the next inhale, come all the way up. Pause and notice. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward again. If you don't have a block or a bolster, the hands can come out. Or you can take a block and rest your forehead or your belly. Props are great to support the body so that you can really find a release in a pose. So pulling the hips down and back. 2 more breath cycles here. Palms up to receive, palms down to ground. And on the next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing to lift is the top of the head. Pause and notice. Good. When you're ready, taking the feet into a diamond shape. So pads of the feet together and knees out to the side. We're going to hold on to the ankles and or the shins, wherever you can reach. And we're going to do a few cat and cow here. So inhale, pull the heart forward, look up. Exhale, round chin to chest. So these are great ways to do any kind of cat and cow movement, not on all fours. So if you get your wrists are sore a lot when we do stuff on our hands, these are great alternatives just to kind of get the same kind of movement in the spine without putting too much weight on our wrists. Let the heart move. Let the heart open. And let the breath guide. 1 more round, 1 more arch. And then come back to center, nice straight spine. Exhale, fold forward again. Your option is to use your block. We're here for 3 breaths. Palms down to ground, palms up to receive. 2 more breath cycles. And on the next inhale, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that lifts is the top of the head. We're going to bring the right foot in and the left foot out. Again, it's useful to have a block here. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, you're going to turn towards that extended leg. Keep the foot nice and flexed. And then as you exhale, you're going to walk down towards that leg. And just feel a gentle twist as well, a nice stretch through the back of the leg. One more breath. So the block can be here if you need it to support the forearms, whatever feels good for your body. Inhale, slowly come up. And then let's turn to the other side and just walk your hands to the other side. So you're just feeling a gentle twist on the other side. Again, if you find that left hand doesn't reach down, you can use a block as well. Just a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, come up. Back to center, switch sides. Left leg in, right leg out. Inhale, find some length in the spine. And then as you exhale, turn towards that extended leg. Pull the hips back, heel forward, keep the feet flexed. Exhale, come down with a nice straight spine. So we're not rounding here. We're trying to keep our spine nice and straight. Even if you're only here, that's fine. What I'd like you to focus is on pulling the hips back and pulling the heel forward, so there's that activation of the muscles, stretch and strength. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up, and then exhale, come to the other side. This is where you might need the block if the hand doesn't reach the ground. Place the hand on the block. Inhale, same thing, keep a lengthened spine, twisting the upper body towards that bent knee. Keep an active foot in the leg. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. Extend both legs. So you want to make sure that the hips are rotating forward. If the hips are rotating back, then ideally you're going to sit yourself up on a blanket or a block. And all of this does is it just helps rotate the hips forward. Okay? So now you can see it's a little bit easier for the hips to rotate forward. You can have your blocks close by if you need them. You're going to inhale and find some length. And then exhale, you're going to walk yourself down as far as you feel comfortable. Blocks are great to provide support for the forearms. Again, palms can be up or palms can be down. Keep the feet active. So heels pulling forwards, hips pulling back. We're strengthening and stretching at the same time. 2 more breaths. On the next inhale, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring the legs together. Again, your option is to stay on that blanket, bolster, or block. Keeping the hips rolled forward is very important in forward folds. We don't want to be sitting back like this. So rolling the hips forward, active again, heels pulling forward, hips pulling back. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold forward. Again, we're trying here with a straight spine, so we're not rounding down. Roll the shoulders down, back, push the heels forward. So this is gentle, but we're still activating the muscles. I'm going to take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, bring the body back up. We're going to bend the right leg. Hands are going to come behind the body. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Exhale, release. Straighten the legs, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the hands up. And then exhale. This time we're going to curl down, let the body relax. So this time our hips are still rolling forward, but we're relaxed in the ankles and the toes. We're not flexing. So see the difference here now where you kind of let your head hang. Option is to use a block. So this is a more passive forward fold. So what happens in this fold versus the one we did previous is there's a little bit more stretching and releasing, not much strengthening. Here we can let the upper body relax. 2 more breath cycles. And on the next inhale, remove the block and roll up. Pause with that neutral spine. Hands come behind the body, left foot grounded on the mat, knee towards the sky. Inhale, lift the pelvis, look back. Exhale, release. All right, so we're gonna come up to standing now. We're gonna do a few gentle balances and a few gentle movements. So coming up to your mat, we're going to start with some balance. So finding something you can look at that will help your focus. We call this our drishti. And we're gonna work through eagle pose. So we're gonna do a gentle version of eagle pose. We're gonna start with the legs. So we're gonna start with the right foot grounded, bend into the right foot, and then the left toe comes over top of the right. Bring the hands to heart. So this is an option. If you wanna get a little deeper, bend into that standing leg, lift the foot up off the floor. If you want a little deeper, you can bind the legs. So wherever you are, squeeze the inner thighs together, bending into that leg, practicing your balance. Wherever you are, if the toe's on the mat, that's totally okay. Feeling the strength in that leg. Inhale, press up from the standing leg, and then come back into your mountain pose. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Just again, noticing the length in our spine, noticing our posture, noticing being now from lying on our backs and seated up to standing. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes and finding your focal point. We'll go to the other side. So left leg grounded, right toe comes over, knees almost stacked, hands to heart. Or you can bend a little deeper and stack the knees. Or you can bend a little deeper and bind, squaring the hips. Okay, so this is gentle. Choose the gentle position and shape of your body. One more breath. Squeezing the inner thighs. Inhale, press up from the left leg, and then find your mountain pose again. Let that go. Notice how the body feels. We're gonna do two more balances and two standing strengths. So the next one we're gonna do is tree pose. Right foot grounded, left foot comes toe to the mat, full foot below knee or full foot above knee. Finding your drishti or your focus. This time we can inhale and lift up our arms and open them nice and wide, like leaves of a tree or limbs of a tree. So try to anchor that foot down, feeling nice and grounded, pelvic floor in and up, belly in and up. One more breath. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the heart. And then release them in mountain pose, notice. When we're noticing, we're just feeling into the body, noticing the difference between the left and the right side. So let's go into the left foot now. Hands to heart, find your drishti, your focal point. Find your depth in tree pose, toe to the mat, full foot below knee, full foot above knee. And then finding the strength, so pushing down out of the standing leg, pelvic floor in and up, heart lifted. Try not to grip the mat with your toes. 3 more breaths. Beautiful balance, beautiful focus. And then exhale, release. Bring the hands down beside the body, mountain pose, noticing how this feels. And we'll do one more balance. So when you're ready, opening your eyes, finding your focal point, remembering that balance can also be done against the wall. So right foot grounded. We're gonna inhale and we're gonna lift up that left knee and we're gonna hold the knee in towards the chest. Relax the body. The foot can be flexed. Square the hip down, press into the mat. So we're just squeezing that hip in, squeezing that knee in, just like we did when we were on our back, except for this time, we're working at our balance. And if you have a strap, you can also, if you can't, you find it hard to reach your knee, you can also put a strap around your knee as well. The strap just extends the length of your arms. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release. Pause and notice. Pause and feel. And finding your focal point again, opening your eyes, your drishti. Left foot grounded. Inhale the right leg up. Squeeze the knee. You can flex the foot, press into the standing leg, open the toes, drop that hip down, and squeeze the knee in. Try to stay nice and lengthened. Try not to bend forward. Working on feeling the heat in that standing leg, feeling the balance and the focus. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Exhale, release, and then come back into your mountain pose. So preparing for our standing strength, we're going to move through a couple of poses together. So the first one we're going to do is chair pose. So chair pose works the front of our legs, the back of our legs. So what you're going to do is the feet can be hip distance apart or the feet can be together. So notice in your body frame, if it feels better for feet apart, you can do feet apart, okay? I like to have my feet touching and close together. So on the inhale, bring the arms back and then bring them forward, drop the shoulders into their socket and sit like you're sitting in a chair, but roll the pelvis forward so the back straightens, squeeze the inner thighs, and find your gaze. Breathe. So you should feel some heat in the legs. And then exhale, fold forward. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, come all the way up. And find your heart. So just adding that little flow. When you're ready, open your eyes, activate the arms, draw the arms back, feel the triceps, engage the belly in towards the core, bring the arms up, shoulders into their sockets, sit back, roll the pelvis forward to straighten the spine, squeeze the inner thighs. Make sure you can lift your toes. This is an indication that you are in the right position. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, feel the air, bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, find your heart. Pause and notice. Last time, open the eyes, draw the arms back, then forward, feel the triceps, feel the back, feel the shoulders as they drop in, squeeze the pelvic floor, roll the pelvis forward, straighten the spine, squeeze the inner thighs. Lots happening here, building heat and strength in our legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, come all the way up. And then find your heart. Beautiful. So the next pose we're going to do is going to be triangle pose. So having a block at the front of the mat, let's start on the highest level, okay? So right foot forward, left foot back. We're not as big a gap as we are in warrior, but we want to focus on the heel meets the middle of the back foot. Slight bend in the knees, so never lock. So slight bend, zip up the core, inhale, bring the arms forward, and then just tilt the hip back as much as you can and reach forward as far as you can. And then bring the arm down. So if it doesn't reach the block, that's okay. Just squeeze the core. You should feel a nice side bend. We warmed up the side of the body. Obliques turned on. Reaching. So someone's pulling us up. We're not dropping into this. If you can reach the block. But don't drop out of this position. Okay, if you have to drop out of the core, then just stay up here. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. And then hands to hips and walk it into center. Notice the body, mountain pose. Then the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. Triangle pose on the other side, aligning the heel with the middle of the back foot. Baby toe grounded, zip up the core. Bring the arms up, relax the shoulders, reach the hips back, and then forward as far as you can, rotate. Reach the arms up. Engage. So obliques are holding us up here. Nice and grounded. Nice and strong breath. And then inhale, come all the way up. Walk the hands in. Pause in mountain pose. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna go back down to the mat. So in our gentle practice, we're going to come onto our back and we're going to have a block close by. So we're gonna end in a little bit of an inversion. So bringing the feet towards the bum, just like we did in bridge, knees towards the sky. You're gonna press the core up, engage the body, and then slide the block under the sacrum or the lumbar. So there's a couple of levels. I usually like level 2. And then allowing that block to support the spine. Bring the hands down, palms open towards the sky. So if this feels wonderful, stay here. This can be a wonderful supportive position when you give yourself permission to let your body be supported by the block. If you like to move into waterfall, then lifting one leg at a time and allowing the block to support the body. We're going to be here for about a minute. And what these inversions do, an inversion means that the head is below the heart. So what happens here is a different way the blood pumps, gives our pumps a break, especially when the feet are up. We have one position all the time. We're either lying on our backs sleeping or we're walking around with our feet on the earth. Giving the feet a break is a wonderful way just to recirculate the blood. And it's very relaxing, really good for the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. And if you don't have a block, you can also do this pose up a wall. So bringing the bum against the wall and the feet up against the wall, legs up at the wall is a wonderfully restorative position. 3 more full breaths here. When you're finished your 3rd breath, you're going to mindfully bring your legs back down. Pause in bridge pose. And then engage the core, lift the pelvis up, remove the block, come down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then mindfully making your way into your final posture, Shavasana. So if there's a blanket or a bolster or a way you can make your Shavasana practice even more relaxing, feel free to grab those things now. And then bring yourself down, lying in Shavasana, inhaling as if the whole body is inhaling, and exhale as if the whole body is exhaling. And feel free to stay here as little or as long as you want. The recommendation in Shavasana is 10 minutes. So if you have 10 minutes, stay here for 10 minutes, just feeling the inhale and feeling the exhale and the integration of your practice. Namaste.